very close friends with Charlie Kirk. One of the things, and Kelly Meyer talked about this last hour that came up, was this idea that all of the political violence in the view of the vice president and others in the White House in this country, or almost all of it, is coming from the left, or the radical left, as they say it. Let me play a clip involving Stephen Miller, who was on with J.D. Vance as a guest on the show. This was earlier today.
The last message that Charlie sent me was, I think it was just the day before we lost him, which is that we need to have an organized strategy to go after the left-wing organizations that are promoting violence in this country. And I will write those words onto my heart, and I will carry them out.
Carry them out. What do you think that's going to look like if that's the case, this organized strategy to go after left-wing organizations? Geraldo.
Well, it's very dismaying to me, Connell. I'm very worried about it. It seems counterfactual to me. You know, did these people speak, you know, so harshly and, you know, end of the world talk when the Minnesota couple were killed, you know, and the other two were injured? It just seems to be escalating in a political way that seems very parochial and one-sided. I understand. Charlie Kirk, I knew, a wonderful young man, and he did play a critical part in the election of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance. That's a fact. But they can't let that, the fact that he was useful to them, color their response to this tragedy. They still have to be fair-minded. They still have to be thorough and professional. They still have to, you know, be fair about life. You know, the life of a Minnesota legislator, taken by an anti-abortion crazy person, is as valuable as Charlie Kirk's life is to, you know, to the many, many people who followed his ideology. But you can't have half the country going in one direction, the other half going the other direction. The president has to be the healer in chief. That's one of his principal jobs, is to, we're all in this together. Not about, you know, all the scum and the left-wing crazy and all that. I really, you know, if I could speak to the president again directly, it would be cool about that. You know, what's the point of that?
You say
you're not the president for half the country. You're the president for all of us.
I know that's what you mean. There is that you think he should, but you say he has to. He doesn't have to, Geraldo. You know that, and that when he said last week, basically, when he was asked this question about bringing the country together, he said, "I couldn't care less about it." And there's no sense from this president that, you know, unity is something that matters. You know, that bringing people together and not being a divider is something that matters. There might be from like somebody like a Spencer Cox, the governor of Utah, but the president's shown no indication that that's a priority. I mean, he literally said he couldn't care less about it.
Well, I can't, you know, debate that or contradict it. I think you're right, and it is a failing, I think. You know, I wish him the best. You know, he's got a big heart. He's a great guy. He's very smart. He's done some very impressive things in office, but it seems that he's let his jingo, his kind of rhetoric, unchecked rhetoric, his impulsive utterances to get control. You know, he never says he's sorry, but I've never heard him say he was sorry ever. Maybe that one time when, you know, for 10 seconds during the, you know, the Access Hollywood tape.
Right.
But still, he's been a good president by and large. But to stir up the pot and to, rather than calm emotions, to exacerbate them is extremely disappointing to me.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.